I think we may be live. We will find out here in a second as we prepare to draw inward. Looks like it. Good. So, I am not really in the mood today, as is commonly the case. You know, you get excited about these things as you lead up to it. But then when push comes to shove, you're like, there are other things I could be doing. But that is procrastination talking. That is your private Hyde, as in Jekyll and Hyde, saying, you should be playing video games instead. But instead, we're going to do some drawing. And I initially was going to draw a little bit of Bell Dandy here, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what? No. Bell Dandy just doesn't really excite me tonight. Instead, I think I'm going to do some Alpha. So there's Alpha from Yokohama Kaidashi Kiko. And I think we're going to draw her today. Although I don't know, looking at that, whether that's the Alpha I want. It's kind of an unusual image for her. Like, I like it. That's better. Let's go with that. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more so we get a little bit more of her. There we go. Let's do some Alpha, and we'll see what happens. So I also need to pull up that image. So please stand by ion control, as I pull into that particular image, which should be right up there. There it is. Okay, so I've got a good, whoops, hate that. In my opinion, scroll wheel should zoom. It shouldn't change pages or images. Kind of weird. All right. So, I'm going to draw some Alpha here, I think, as a little bit of a preparation and experimentation, and we'll see how close we get. It's certainly going to be a bit of a challenge. I almost feel like doing some warm-up exercises. Maybe I'll do that first. So let's do some line reps. Feeling a little intimidated, to be honest, tonight. So we'll just do some simple line reps. Just kind of refamiliarizing myself with the pencil. Pushing myself to really do nice, even, straight lines. You see how those lines are getting a little straighter as we go along. Same thing here. Just getting used to the pencil again. Just like stretching exercises. Ooh. This definitely feels good. Good to be back in this particular pattern of practice again. Yeah, it's feeling better. Hard to draw circles. Circles that are actually circular, that is. Yep, that feels right. Cool, we'll try to get a little bigger now. Ooh. Funny how hard that is. You see where I have the most problem? It's on that final spot. Interesting. If I focus on that extra curve, yeah, I can recover mostly. Ooh, wow. There. That's a pretty good circle right there. I'm not displeased with that circle. Okay. Well, that's right. I had a project to... I might do that for Workshop Wednesday. Workshop Wednesday might be pulling this out and building a little... I want to build a little rig for this where I can put the camera actually out. So that might be a project that I know why I've been having problems before. So, okay. This was 14 January 19. So that is that. Good. All right. Now I feel a little more warmed up. I'm ready to draw and to at least try a little bit of alpha here. So let's start with the basics of the head. I always have problems with this, of figuring out exactly how big to make each of these things. But we'll then slope her around like that, and we'll start there. And then we know her, let's see here. Let's figure out the middle of the eyes, about there. Then we'll give her a nose and a smile. Very simple smile. Then we know her hair is going to go back like this and like this. And then she'll have a bit of extra hair. And then an ear. Comes around, that cute little earring she has. I definitely find alpha cute in general. And then we'll have a bunch of hair coming out in that little ponytail that I like so much. Oh, no, that's a fuller ponytail that I drew there. And a few extra lines there for hair. Okay. Then we'll go up here and we'll do that little lick of hair that comes down like this. And then we'll do a similar thing coming down like that. And we'll kind of curve that way. Seems about right. So then we have the hairline. We have another line that comes down. More of a curve there. Yep. Do more of her hair. She looks really funny with those little dots for her eyes. Looks so wrong. And then one big lump of hair like this. Curve it in. That'll do. Not too displeased with that. And this goes up in one big old curve. See, now I'm glad I did those line wraps. Now I feel like I've got a decent idea. I think that hair should be up a little higher, I think. That should be up like that. All right, now grab the big old eraser. And now let's work on those eyes. The eyes being the window to the soul. So the eyes go round like this, roughly. Is that about right? And then around like this. The hair is going to be a little different here. And then we have the line here and line here. Slight curve to that. And those beautiful big old eyes. Pretty circular, actually, not very oval. Interesting, it's slightly flat there. And then slightly, yeah. Those eyes might be a little too big. Yeah, I might have gone too big on those eyes. Yes, I did. Okay. Fair enough. So, we're just going to shrink them down a little bit. I'm going to say, you know, that was a good first try, but that's okay. We went a little overboard, and now we're going to fix it up a bit. Give her those nice big circular eyes. This is where the trolls come out of the woodwork and say, why do anime characters have those such Caucasian eyes? Like, no, they're not Caucasian. They're big. There's a difference. And it's not just being semantic or pedantic. These are not Western eyes. They are big eyes. And there are studies to show that Japanese folks see these eyes as Japanese. That's not bad. We'll do our little dot there, and then we know she has a big old circle in the center, and then we sort of fill in around there. But I'm not going to do that because of how these things work. I'm going to do a bit more hair there. So her eyebrow goes like this. And like this. Oh, it goes through the hair. Okay. I like that. I'm not sure if it's alpha, but I like what this is turning into. And then we'll give her a neck and a collar. Start there. Do that little collar there. Okay, and then the larger collar of the vest, which comes down actually much stronger angle than I thought. And then the curve of that to the curve of the arm. One thing I love about this artist is his ability to draw bodies very simply, but very accurately, if you will, where the characters really feel like they have correct proportions. Obviously, it's a very important skill for a mangaka to have, but it's just one of those things that's just always nice when you see characters that just feel right, you know? A little flap there for the collar. And then she has a little, see here, so this comes down from there into a kind of hard to tell kind of a collar-y thing, and goes up in there, and we have a similar little thing up like this. I'm not quite familiar with this this particular kind of outfit. I think I'm messing this one up, but okay. That's the, oh, I see. That's her tie. That's what I'm missing. Not seeing the tie. So she has a little, that's right, she has a little tie for her uniform, her cafe uniform. So we've got to figure that in. And then this comes up. Ah, okay, I got it. This actually comes down like that. There's no line in there. Okay. That goes there. This goes up. Yeah, that's looking more correct. And then we have her shoulder here. May have to adjust her jawline a little bit. And there's the other arm. I think I've got some perspective wrong on the arms. Yeah, I think I need this arm to be down a little bit further to be able to tuck in appropriately. Maybe a little bit even further, and then that will come up more like this. Yeah. Okay, and she's holding this like that. So we have this fold and this fold, which will come down like this. And then we have this other fold, which comes like that. I know I'm kind of drawing in folds, which is a little weird, but, and this is going to come up like this, in a little bit, and come up like this, and then over, and then drape. And I'm sure this is a very specific piece of clothing. I'm just not familiar with what it's supposed to be. Just not quite getting it. And there's a bit more of it hanging down here. And as usual, I'm not getting the entire figure. Just not going to happen. And then her body starts around here. You see just the tail end of her vest, and then her butt, and then her leg is coming down. There's the other part of her leg, which actually start there. She'll then come down to feet, which I'm going to have to sort of cut off here. Unfortunately, because of the, so I think that's about where that's going to be, roughly. Yeah, okay. Then we've got to figure out, okay, so it's doing up pretty well. Dangeiser, fair enough. Not familiar with that one. Is that the parody mecha series? I seem to recall there being one. Okay, yeah, I've got something weird with the proportions here. Nothing too terrible, but clearly need something a little different. That's not too bad. Yeah, that'll do. So what have I got wrong here? The jawline. It's a little too puffy. Should come down a little bit further, and then have a slightly more firm jawline, I think. Yeah, that's good. She's originally a little too, yeah. Yeah, that's more like alpha. Cool. Okay. Let's look back at hair, so we know we're going to need, oh, almost basically erased her ear. That's no good. And then we're going to have some lines here. Some more lines. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, it's not really alpha too closely, but as a start, you know, as a little drawing, I am not disappointed. Yeah, often DS Lite, unfortunately, is one of those things where they're adapting the OVA more for the manga fans, and so the manga fans don't need an ending because they're going to see that in the manga, right? So, sadly, that's what you get. All right. I'm going to take a moment here. Been drawing about 20 minutes now, including the line reps. So, I'm going to pause. Take a look at this. Double check. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. Obviously, there's plenty I can do with inking and such, and with shadows, but I think we got a good start. So, no manga. Oh, interesting. That is strange then. Huh. Very strange. All right, let's go in and start inking. We'll start as usual with, what am I going to start with actually? I'm going to start with those eyes. Try to get those nice and clear. And try to get the lines a little more rounded. And try to work on any, Don't like having that little shake in it. I'm trying to work on. All right, then we'll see if we can do on her eyes. Obviously, the way I'm doing this is not great either. Okay, and then we got to make sure we open out that little dot. Let me see if I can just get this. Circular. Okay. We got the dots. Let me fill in the pupils. Nice and relaxing. Good to hear that. That's not a bad thing. There's that. So then we're going to fill in at least the upper part of that with black. Yeah, let's just start there. Fill in that much with black. And I might actually try going in with like a gray and getting in the rest of that way, just to kind of get a sense of that color. It's not a color, but it's a tone, I should say. Okay, so there's that. Let's do our eyebrows, which I rather liked. And that's looking pretty good. Does he? Yeah, his go through. So we'll go ahead and go through. There we are. Not displeased. He has rather thicker eyebrows, so we'll go ahead and do that. Slight modification, but that's okay. This is fan art after all. It doesn't have to exactly match the original artist's style. Let me try and get that smile. Yeah, that's a nice smile. Under the eyes, his is pretty much a curve the entire way. Let's see if we can do that. Not bad. Yeah, not displeased with that. Okay. New generation pictures. Cool. All right, let's get her jawline figured out. Just try to get that nice and even. I'm going to try to do that hair as well. Just draw down some hairlines. He likes just having some almost random hairlines there. How does that work? Oh, okay, so the hair is pulled this way. That goes back into there. And then, how does that work? Oh, interesting. Back of her head. Yeah, that might be a bit weird. I'm gonna have to fix all that. All right, fair enough. We'll do her ear, because people deserve to have ears. We'll do her little earring, which you can barely see. Oh, there's a little dot for it. Yep, let's do the little earring. Oh, it's actually a little bigger than that. Okay. Then, yeah, I will need to completely redo the hair on the back of her head. We're going to make that a little thicker. Cool. And then we'll do this hair here. I do find hair through the eyebrows a little weird, but I understand why it's there. Like, it's just one of those things. And then we try to pull that down. Ooh. This is tricky. The hair. Turning out okay though. Then we'll do that big old sweep of hair. to keep that nice and even. Ooh, a little thicker there. I can recover. Turn that back around. There we are. Just thicken that up a bit so it blends. Cool. Give her the rest of her face. I think she deserves to have the rest of her face. Okay. She has a face. Yay. All right. Then we have little strokes for her hair. That works. And then we'll do a bit more. Actually, I think I'm going to do another lock of hair there. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do the rest of her body. Then we'll come back and handle, yeah. Come back and take care of that. That's actually not too accurate. That's a little better. This line comes up like this. And there are a couple different lines here of kind of the folds of the shirt. Then we have this little collar here, which I'm actually going to pull in a little bit now that I'm looking at it. Then we'll do this line here to there. We'll do her collar. Try to make that fairly thin. I do love this pen. It only gives you a lot of control, but you gotta be careful with it. And that control is definitely something you got to work with. Yeah, that tie doesn't thrill me, but okay. Let's do her the outside of her shirt. I can afford to be a little looser on this because it is a shirt and it tends to bunch. And then we want to make sure we get this idea. This is basically her bust, so I want to make sure it does curve. I'm going to actually curve it in a little bit more. And then have the shirt. I'm going to do that. That. Okay, I'm not displeased. And this comes down, and then we're going to do this here. Actually, let's do that. I'm going to increase the size of this fold a little bit. Same thing here. The thing about this is that it's not that hard to sort of work against the nib. You definitely don't want. Yeah, we want some flowing lines here for this. Which isn't really coming across very well, but all right. Another fold. Okay. Then we'll give her, what do we decide? Yeah, we want this to be a little further down. And then we have her vest, which comes up to here. Have another fold of this piece of cloth, which comes down to here. And then we have a line of her rear end. Coming down like that. Then the pants leg, like that. And then the rest of the pants leg like that. And that's where we're going to stop on that. Then we will... Oh, Paranoid Agent, Nat Hat, and Ergo Proxy. Nice. We had some good stuff there. All right, let me refigure the hair. So from there, it needs to come out like that, we think. Even more? That seems a bit much. No. It needs to come out more like this, I think. And then like that. Yeah, that's better. I mean, obviously, again, I'm going to be missing a few things, but that's where I want to start. But I think it should be a bit more poofy. Yeah, that seems about right. Okay. I second guess myself here, but okay. Do a few more hairs coming off. Okay. Man, that's weird. It does not look right to me. I'm not sure why. Oh well. Okay. You know, you do what you can, and you gotta kind of stick to it. Oh, and then we need the lines here to indicate this is actually hair doing its thing. I'll do a few more than that. There we go. And we'll have a few more up. Actually, not really. Okay. Yeah, those are definitely good dubs. So, like I said, I want to play around a little bit with this gray, and I think I'm just going to try graying up. Yeah, that might work out nicely. Yeah, that looks right. Gotta be careful, although I can tell now that I can overdo it and sort of, if I run over the same bit with that gray, but I think this will let me do, yeah, so let me do that nose shadow rather nicely. Cool. Forgot to do the nostril. There. Now how much of this do I want to do? I think this stuff I'm going to have to blacken up in like Photoshop or whatever. But I think that does pretty well for that. Let me, I'm going to try just like fading in there, just like stippling those eyes. It's a little better. Okay, and now his eyes are a little bigger. They're a little thicker on those the tops of the eyes. We're going to fill that in. That is nice. Really draws attention to the eyes in a very pleasant way. That's not bad at all. Oops. Okay. Do you think you're at a point where you can start drawing some OCs? Not yet. I tried last week and failed kind of miserably. Hello. Alt-tab. Alt-tab. Why can't I Alt-tab? There we go. Yeah, it just didn't really work out at all. So I need some more practice with fan art. And I took some months off, so that kind of makes sense. Oh, we had the... You know, I'm going to try that. Let me do a little bit of shading down here. see what this looks like. I just want to try that out. Yeah, OCs are difficult. So I'm going to stick with this for a few weeks at least. I'll probably do some fan art for a little while and then do like original poses and original stuff for some of these things. And see where that takes me. So we want basically all shade in here, and then that's interesting. So we kind of shade in like that, and then kind of the same thing here. Just playing around, and then we'll keep that going up here, and then do like a V shape, which then comes up all the way up to here. That's really interesting. I never noticed that. This thing. Favorite character designer or mangaka? Hello, Chile. I don't know that I have a favorite. It's tough. Like, I love Yoshiyuki Sadamoto's work, but I don't like drawing it, weirdly enough. Like, I respect his work madly, but I wouldn't want to draw those characters, you know? Bit of a smudge there. That annoys me. I love the artwork of Oh My Goddess, Keisuke Fujishima, if I recall correctly. But his work is crazy detailed, like way more than I'd wanted to do. What else? I really like the artwork of The Ancient Magus' Bride and A Silent Voice. Well, that's pretty special. So obviously when these guys do it, they don't use these kinds of markers, or these kinds of like nibs, because this is looking more like a marker than anything else. So duly noted. Actually, let's do, yeah, so we have some shadows there. Then we have some black under here. We'll go ahead and do that. I kind of feel like shading the rest of this. Now let's just see what happens. If I just kind of do this. That's rather nice, actually. That is nice. Wow. Where'd that come from? Okay. Well, it comes from not using this as a like a marker. Okay. Duly noted. So yeah, it's tough. I have a lot of different things I find interesting. Look at the manga wall. It definitely Sadamoto's up there. I really like the work of the guy who did Shaman King for some reason. Very stylized, very weird, but it just looks cool, right? One of those things you're like, yeah, like I just like that. So we'll do. Using these broad strokes to get across this feeling of shadow. I have a tough time doing strokes like that again don't look like markers. So what is he doing? Ah, okay. That's interesting.
I think he might just be using a very, very thin pen. But I think if I do that, yeah, that works. That doesn't. I can clean that up in post, though. I can clean pretty much anything up in post, in fairness. Let's just try going very regular on this and see how it looks when I'm done. Getting closer. Getting closer. Okay. That's not bad. It looks kind of funky, but now I'm going to have to do all of it, aren't I? Yep. Let's just do it. Yeah, not a fan of this, but I'm learning. And that's really the what this is all about, right? Like you just get better at things over time. He's also being a little lighter in some spots, so let's try being a little lighter. The problem is if I go lighter on this, I don't get as thick of a line, and so I just get a thin line, which isn't really. Maybe. And we go thicker. Let's just see what that looks like once we finish it out. I can always go back and add some more gray in there. Yeah, not great. But I might want to play around with pen technique, using little pen strokes for that. Okay. I think if I just work in here, yeah, that'll be fine. Just fill in those gaps a little bit. Yeah, as long as I'm careful, it won't look too bad. Yeah, hopefully that'll blend in. Okay. Well, learning. And then I'll get, yeah, I'm going to have to do that in something else. But let's go ahead and do this. And let's see what it would take to make this just a solid gray. Just like I've got a paintbrush. Let's just try that. Yeah, not bad. Getting somewhere. I can see also there's some screen tone used for this, which will probably be way better. I might try doing this on a like a tablet too. Just play around with using like a painting program. It'd be an interesting experiment. Yeah. Do need to finish up that line there. Yeah, and so this will be black and black. Well, this will be black, this will be black. This should be, man, dang it. Dang it. Again, let's try this as a paintbrush. I get nice and even strokes. That's not bad. Feels a little bit like the fold of the cloth too, which has its advantages. Okay, good. Like I said, I'm learning. When I say that, that means I'm displeased with what I see. I'll just be honest. But art is not a matter of drawing perfectly. Art is a matter of making smaller mistakes. So, all right, cool. Do I want? No, that's a little patch of sunlight. We're going to keep. All right, cool. Now, for the magic, another thing, you just go ahead and lop this off. So that'll be the bottom of my drawing, so I can, fill. Any other? Nope, doesn't look like it. Good. Now for the magic. We erase the pencil lines, and suddenly the drawing becomes clean and crisp, and something that I would not be all that embarrassed to sell at a convention or something. Okay. There's Alpha, sort of. Let's get her angled more like the actual artwork. So that's not too bad, like I said. A little odd. The dimensions perspective is probably a little bit off. I mean, obviously she's a little, she's leaning up into you. But that's all right. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. She's pretty cute, right? That's a pretty cute anime character if you ask me. So yeah. That'll do it. So that is Alpha Stare. We call it that. And this is 14th January 2019. And then we're going to stamp that. This is stampable. No. No. Whoa. I nearly got ink all over the carpet. Okay. It's been a weird day. That is stamped, kind of basically. Can I redo that? We'll try redoing it. That's better. That's been stamped. That is done. And I will upload that later tonight. Definitely DS Lite. Perspective and angles take a long time to master. So that's it for me tonight. We've been going for about an hour. And I think I've definitely made some progress here. And so next week we'll be doing a bit more fan art of something else. And get a bit more practice in before we move on to some OCs. That's the plan. Thank you all as always for joining me. Now I've got those words out. And we'll see you next week. Until then, draw something.